Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets, and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
Victory Monday comes your way thanks to the Jacksonville Jaguars beating the 49ers in San Francisco 26-21. All smiles around the 1010XL studios. That's the Jaguars are 3-1. And yes, very close to 4-0. But I will say, I don't know if the Jaguars get back on track and beat both the Texans in that close fashion and beat the 49ers in the close fashion that they did without losing a close game to the Bengals. I'm sure it still hurts a little bit because you could be undefeated. But I do feel like that loss might have helped them in the end.
Yeah, maybe. At the very end, yeah. But the second half, they let them back in. You had them down 26. Listen, I'm happy for you. They're 3-1. I mean, come on. They are 3-1. We're top of the AFC South. It's absolutely phenomenal. We got KC coming in on Monday Night Football. I want to see them. Now they've learned how to win. We've seen that.
So now we're asking them to dominate.
No, put them away. I mean, put them away. You had two big drives by them, touchdown drives, after you shut them down all first half. They went in and made adjustments. We don't adjust to the adjustments. I'm happy for the win. I think it's great, but at the same time, man, we gotta fix some things. We gotta get some things better.
I can understand
both sides of the ball.
Yeah, but there are a lot of positives to take away. That's for sure.
A ton of positives. A ton.
And that's what I think at this point in time. There's things that you want. There's still things that obviously you have to work on, but we're early in the season, and I think every time, I feel like what's happened throughout this first 4 weeks is anytime there's an issue somewhere, it does feel like that issue starts to get resolved in those later, in the next game or the game after that. And we've seen a lot of that there, but there are still some issues. But to me, there's so many good things to take away out of this. When you're talking about the way they ran the ball, and I was hammering that last week. I want to see you lean more into the run because it's the best part of your offense right now, and they did. And it was, I mean, Etienne's just so much fun to watch right now. So much fun to watch. Him and Devin Lloyd are two of the most exciting players on the Jaguars right now.
No doubt. They're balling out big time, man. Those are two real big positives of what you got for the game. And our coach, who's a tough guy from Massachusetts. They all like to fight in the state of Massachusetts, from being up there and bouncing in bars up there. Oh, yeah. It's like they come out of the womb fighting. So good for you, Liam, taking no grief off of no one. But there were a lot of. How about this? How about the epic ending for Eric Armstead? I mean, he makes the play of the game to save the day right in front of the old hometown crowd. I mean, come on, you can't write it much better.
He leads the team with 2.5 sacks.
Yeah.
I mean,
from the inside.
If I told y'all the leading sack getter is Eric Armstead before the season, and he has 2.5. Yeah. And the Jaguars only have one receiving touchdown caught by a receiver. Yeah. You would have said this team is maybe 1-3. Yeah. But the fact that Hunter Long has 2 touchdowns and leads receiving touchdowns, I think is wild. I think the special teams is a weird one because we can put a lot of positives with the special teams, but there's also some glaring negatives with the special teams too. And that absolutely has to get fixed. So look, we know the Jaguars beat a Texans team that's not very good. Yes, the Texans bounced back yesterday because they beat the Titans. It was a low-scoring game until the Texans just blew the doors off there in the second half. But the Jaguars haven't beaten a really good team yet. They beat a 49ers team that is really good when healthy, but they were certainly banged up. Today, even you're seeing Brock Purdy has some ill effects with the toe injury moving ahead for their short week. Yeah. But to me, yes, there are obviously things to get fixed. And the penalties is one I think we'll keep coming back to that hasn't been fixed.
And still third downs.
But and third down. But 13 takeaways. And to get the 87-yard return touchdown by Parker Washington, that's kind of the kind of stuff you can't coach. I mean, you can try, but those players just have to make plays.
Well, listen, the punt return is great. Obviously, instinct by Parker. The cuts are unbelievable. Almost like you could see the line, like one of those things you have to draw from top to bottom as a kid. Like, you could see it. There he goes. And he made every cut beautifully, and the blocking was perfect. You know what I mean? It was a great setup. But, that's complimentary football, right? Hey, offense is they're great in the first half, not so great in the second. But what do we need? A punt return for a touchdown. Yeah. Boom, there we go. And it's fantastic. Yeah, Parker Washington, another great bright spot on this team right now.
Oh, yeah. And Parker's also been, throughout camp, he was a guy that we were talking about, and I think he's just kind of battled through. A lot of the guys that you feel like needed to have that type of year are having that type of year early on, and Devin Lloyd's one of those too. Yeah. But defensively, I was thinking about this during the game yesterday of how much of the conversation we had this offseason of how much does just coaching and putting players back in the position they should have been and the weight and all of that stuff. Just those 3 things alone, how much does that help the defense? So far, it looks like massively. And I know Jordan Lewis is making plays and Eric Murray is making plays, but you have a guy like Devin Lloyd who's taken this massive leap, and he didn't even get his 5th-year option because I think the coaching staff wasn't convinced that he was going to be able to do that. And you're just seeing so many different guys make plays, but they're where they're supposed to be. And I feel like last year it was made way too hard. And so now just those 3 things alone are showing you what this defense can actually look like.
Yeah. And accountability that's there. You could tell Campanelli's not going to accept any kind of mistake, any mental error, that type of thing. And that's a good thing. And he does, I'll tell you another thing he's got that's way different. The mentality to punch the ball out. Not everybody's punching the ball out. I mean, that's like second nature. You know what I mean? We've been waiting for that forever,
And that, to me, can't just be coaching. That has to also be on the players. I mean, you're taught to punch the ball at a very young age when you first start playing defense, right?
Yeah, but you don't practice. If you don't practice, like if that's not like drilled into you during practice, you're not automatically going to do it in the game. You know what I mean? We heard him all camp long, and he's screaming it from across the field. Yeah. And there were a couple F-bombs in there about throwing punching the ball out. So no, I tell you with Lloyd, because part of that's culture, part of it's coaching, right? But with Lloyd, I think what he's done, he's simplified it for me. He's like, look, because that one pick, he's just sitting in the hole and he's looking both ways, and he's like, hey man, all I need you to do is cover the middle. I don't need you to count. Don't need you to do this. Don't need you to recount. Nothing like that. Just get in this zone, in this hole that we call it. And if somebody comes across, read the quarterback, and man, he may just making some great plays. It's great to see.
I mean, the ball skills from the defenders so far have been impressive. Dennis Gardeck met with media today, and I love this quote. He said that Coach Camp always says, God rewards those who run to the football. Yeah, and I think you're seeing that on display, obviously, week after week. So yes, it's both. It is obviously the defensive coordinator coming in here, but it is also the players buying into your point about accountability. And I think one thing that makes this team special so far through 4 weeks is like they are excited to play with one another. They have each other's backs, and there's not a divisiveness. I feel like before, when one side of the ball wasn't playing as well, you could almost feel that they were getting frustrated with one another.
I like seeing T-Log get a little fired up, and that played on the 2-point didn't go the way he wanted. That was kind of cool to see. He also, who did he try to get in his face of? Because somebody hit somebody extra or something like that. He went over there. So, yeah, man, it's contagious. And then you got your coach doing it. You know what I mean? The players love that stuff.
Keep my name out of your mouth.
Yeah, twice. And I love it. It's great. And then, what's his name? He's like, I'll beep your world
Robert
up or something
Saleh.
like that. Yeah, you're like, oh, boy, this is great. But
they were never going to throw down.
No. First of all, nobody's going to let you throw.
Correct. And for all the people, I posted the picture because immediately when the game ended, Brad and I were like, whoa, that's feisty.
I love it.
And people were like, Saleh would have beaten Cohen's behind, all that stuff. And it's like, that was never going to happen, so don't worry about it.
And you don't know that. The guys from Massachusetts, they're scrappy up there. I'm telling you, they're scrappy. They'll do whatever it takes.
That would have been a wild ending.
Yeah,
no doubt.
I'm not sure that we can say enough good things about the offensive line. And the no sacks is certainly part of it. But 151 yards on the ground, and the offensive line is always going to give credit. Robert Hainsey also met with media today. He's giving all the credit, of course, to the backs and Etienne and Tootin, LeQuint as well. But this is certainly part of the offensive line. Yeah. Another thing that they were taught, I guarantee last year, the receivers, the tight ends, the running backs, to block. The offensive lineman, that's your job, to block. Now, though, you're watching them just physically move people out of the way, all of those guys, not just the offensive line. And that, I think, we saw the clip, certainly that Dan Orlovsky posted of Travis Hunter doing it.
That was great.
Britton Strange is just a freaking beast and an athletic demon out there. And
that's attitude.
It is attitude. The offensive line, I just cannot say enough good things.
Yeah, and we the physicality part of it, we've used that word so much, but it was something that felt missing the last few years. Every time when we would get to January, February, and we're like, what's wrong? What's going on? A lot of it came down to just you were getting out.
October, November, December.
It was just when you were talking about like who do you sign and who do you need to draft, and you're always like, go get physical guys because you don't have anybody that you feel like just has that extra fire in them. And now you feel like you have a lot of guys who have that, and I think that it's showing. And to your point, Lauren, with the guys that are now getting along and have each other's backs, and it doesn't feel like even when the defense does allow them to drive down, you don't see it doesn't feel like the offense comes out. It's like we got this. Like we'll score. We'll take care of it. And it just hasn't felt like that in a long time. So it's refreshing to feel like it's not over if the opposing team scores with a couple minutes left.
Yeah, and the O-line, man, they're like MVP, from especially when we thought We don't know what to think. Not just 0 sacks, no QB hits again.
Yeah.
I mean,
Trevor has
they've
had a
done
very
that
clean
multiple
pocket.
times. They've had, and I like Trevor taking off. I like that one run. You know, that was a good one. Wish they would have done that, maybe 1 or 2 more. I like the QB sneak. Hadn't seen that in a while. You know, that was a good one. The first one, the second one, I don't know if I like that one. That was,
the first one for sure.
The second one felt a little far away and a little hesitancy. But
did you think that Trevor Lawrence was inbounds when he started to slide along the sideline towards the end of the game? They called him out of bounds, and so the clock wasn't able to keep ticking.
I don't know, but why does it have to be so close?
I know.
Get down. Hunter Long knew what he was doing.
Hunter Long
right away.
Did.
I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever.
College football players, by the way, on Saturday knew what they were doing as well. I saw that in the Alabama-Georgia game. But look, at the end of the day, we'll continue, obviously, the conversation. I do want to talk about Trevor Lawrence and maybe some growth that we're seeing out of the quarterback as well. So we will continue the victory conversation here on a Big Chiefs Hour Monday. It's 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
1010XL is committed to getting you closer to your favorite players. That's why we sent Jags beat reporter Hayes Carlyon to bring you back one-on-one interviews in the locker room, unsealed by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
This is Helmets and Heels.
Fought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
Morgan Conley Roofing isn't just repairing roofs. He's building a legacy for generations to come. Born here, built here, staying here. MorganConleyRoofing.org. License number CCC 1333544.
It's a Helmets and Heels Big Chief Tire Monday.
Frank Frangie here. It's always truck season at Nimnick Chevrolet. Well, this month, you can save up to 20% off a new Silverado or get financing rates as low as 0%. Unlike most dealerships, Nimnick Chevrolet has the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. With their extensive selection, you're sure to find your perfect truck at Nimnick. So shop online at nimnickchevy.com or visit the dealership at Park and Cassett. Who's got more new Chevrolets at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hey, First Coast, it's your boy Leon Searcy, your lemon pepper guy. Back and better than ever for Wingstop. You know I can't resist those crispy, flavorful wings that make your taste buds dance. Wingstop just opened a hot new spot on Jeremiah Street in Middleborough. There's 17 locations, now serving up the most mouth-watering wings in town. And my all-time favorite, lemon pepper. Try their new quick and easy ordering on the app and swing by today for fresh, hot wings made for you. Only at Wingstop.
I'm Max Fink, and I'll bring you the Gator Report several times weekly to keep you connected to Gainesville.
The Gator Report, put together by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators, 1010XL.
Go, Gators!
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles, from complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
Plan ahead this year and order your home holiday decorating from Kuhn Flowers. They'll take care of all your Christmas tree setup, lighting, and decorating hassles. This is RJ with 1010XL. Call on Kuhn Flowers. They'll do it all this fall.
Joe C. for Preferred Roofing, reminding you your roof is more than just felt and shingles. It's a system that not only keeps your home dry, but also impacts your heating and cooling bills. Preferred Roofing and Construction is a GAF Master Elite Roofing contractor lauded for having the ability to educate and inform homeowners on their options. Why GAF and Preferred Roofing? They're veteran-owned and operated with ties to Duval for decades. A family business ready to make sure your family has a good roof over its head. Log on, preferredroofingjax.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Purdy under center this time. Play fake, drop the Jags blitz. He hit him, the ball's out! The ball is out! They knocked it out of there! Jacksonville trying to jump on top of it! No signal yet!
That's the Jaguars ball.
The Jags have it! They created yet another turnover, and they got the ball away from the 49ers!
That's right. There was a lot of takeaways when it comes to the Jaguars defense throughout the season so far, but also including 4 yesterday. Just when we thought, I don't know if this trend can continue, they upped the ante by going from 3 to 4 yesterday. And then certainly, Frank Frazier on the call. That's an exciting moment. Speaking of pass rush, Jeremy Fowler tweeted this out a little bit ago that Trayvon Walker is scheduled to see a specialist about the wrist injury that he suffered yesterday. The injury is not considered season ending for the former number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Jaguars have depth when it comes to their edge rushers and adding Dwan Smoot and adding certainly Emmanuel Ogbah. But there's a big difference between having Josh Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker and just Josh Hines Allen.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He was having a tremendous year. Hopefully it's not too serious of an injury. Seeing a specialist tells me it's somewhat serious.
That it could potentially need surgery.
Yeah, just, or just precautionary too. It could be that, not necessarily that he, it's that bad, but you got to have that risk. That was a big collision.
Yeah.
I think that was some friendly fire, not by, obviously that happens sometimes, but it's too bad because listen, injuries are terrible. I don't care if you're out for a week or a year or whatever. It's just, it's terrible to not be out there with your team, especially when you're like Trayvon playing so well,
Yeah, and I think, too, that obviously when teams are game planning now, how much can they just put the focus on Josh Hines Allen, and that eliminates a lot of other opportunities. So you definitely want Trayvon out there, but I do think that one of the things they added this offseason was that depth for reasons more so the rotation, but also I think in previous years, if one of those guys wasn't on the field, you were just worried that you could get any sort of pressures. And there's a little bit more confidence in that, and also how Eric Armstead's been playing. If you can get those interior pressures too, that helps, and they don't have to perform at least as much as they had to the last couple years.
And we got the 2 young guys, right? Just waiting to have a shot
DJ
at
Green
the title.
made his NFL debut yesterday, and then Strigow was still he was still inactive. De'Ami Brown was also inactive. I didn't find any surprise by that once we got the list of inactives before the game, just because of that shoulder injury. And we saw that he was able at least to practice in a limited fashion last week, but it didn't surprise me that they were going to hold him out. Yasir Abdullah did not travel with the team. He was downgraded from questionable to out with a hamstring injury, so he did not make the trip. But yeah, this defense or this team overall had been really healthy through the first 3 weeks, and then you started to see a few guys get banged up yesterday. Eric Murray with the neck injury.
D. Ham looked like he got hurt at the end there. That last strip sack. He was grabbing something, it felt like.
And then you saw, Brian Thomas Jr. went out at one point in time working on that wrist injury.
He was holding his hand or wrist.
Yeah, Foye Luakin was out. They were taping up his finger. He was out a couple different times, so we saw the rookie Jack Kaiser in the ball game. There were quite a few guys. Anton Harrison with the elbow injury ended up with a brace, but finished that game. So that's where it started to feel like the 49ers have this bug, and the Jaguars were getting
spreading
it from them. It's like, okay, we need to leave San Francisco or Santa Clara.
What, and flying 5 hours home doesn't help those injuries at all.
Certainly
it just
not.
makes them worse.
You got that right. So I did want to read this tweet from Jordan Rodriguez about the Jaguars offense. So she obviously has been embedded with the Los Angeles Rams. That's where certainly Liam Cohen spent some time. So she said, the Jags offense is still working through cleaning up all the stuff that comes with the motions and shifts for a new group. She believes they will. By their defense, obviously, and special teams units are so impressive early, explosive, aggressive on the ball, and home run returners. We talked so much the last couple of weeks about Trevor Lawrence, the timing of things, how it seems like it was just off with a few different guys, including BTJ. How much of it, Tom and Taylor, are the motions? Obviously, you have the can calls, too. Trevor Lawrence goes to the line with 2 different play calls, and if he sees something in the defense that he wants to get away from, he cans the first play call, goes to the second one. Can this timing get worked out in the next few weeks because they've kind of worked out some of the kinks?
I felt like the timing was pretty good in the first half. You know, I really did. I even tweeted, I was like, man, he's slinging it. Like, he felt pretty good. Now, he didn't hit everyone, but he was really good in the first half. I thought the whole offense was. I mean, obviously, we put up the points to show it. The second half, it's I don't know. It's funny. You know, these teams come out, they make adjustments, and then we don't adjust or something. It's just kind of weird. Little misfire here and there, a little bit more pressure. You know, a little bit looked like they were bringing more guys, really trying to affect him. But yeah, as far as the timing, I think it'll continue to get better. It just takes, pun intended, time to do that, right? And now the motions, you know, look, motions because you know, you're off the ball, and when you go upfield on the motion, you know, is that timing a tiny bit off? Or could that affect it? Probably tiny, you know, a little bit, but it's really just, I think, dropping back, the receivers getting off the line, getting into that route quickly, getting the right timing down with when you're supposed to cut, turn, and all that kind of stuff, or go deep, and then just the delivery. But again, I thought the first half was pretty impressive. I was really feeling pretty good about our offense as we went into halftime yesterday.
Yeah, one of the things that I noticed just watching all of the games yesterday, obviously Jags not playing at 1 o'clock. You get to kind of hop around and watch a lot of those games. Yep. And I had a stat a few weeks ago about the motion percentage and how much it's increased in the last 4 years, and it's honestly an insane amount. There was an illegal shift in almost every single game yesterday, and I wonder how much it is that. All of these teams adding so much motion into their offenses, and maybe it takes everybody, several weeks to actually get all of that timing and rhythm down.
I'm wondering, too, I mean, just from a defensive standpoint, when will it come to, go ahead, motion?
Yeah.
We'll just cover you. I mean, I don't have to move. I could just, we'll switch men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I won't show you I'm in man. I'm just going to be in man and motion all you want. I could care less. We'll count them up as they come, and you'll never know what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, the NFL is very cyclical, right? Like, the run game was a prominent...
On the way out.
Right. It was such a prominent piece of the NFL for so long, and then, it started to feel like they were it was a passing league, and you weren't really rewarding the running backs with contracts and also with even touches. Yep. And then it's certainly shifted back a little bit that way. And so, I do wonder, as all of these offenses have increasing motions and shifts, do the defenses start to not show their hand? Because why are you every single time going to show what you're in?
Yeah.
I think that's a good question.
Yeah, maybe wait. You could always even, because a lot of times they'll do that 3-step, just to see what you're doing. Just stand there.
Yeah. Don't move.
I feel like you're going to be out of breath and I'm just hanging out back here.
But I mean, the Chiefs are a team, obviously that's the Jaguars' next opponent on Monday Night Football. The Chiefs are a team that cares so much about playing their best football at the end of the year. They understand that September football, you don't want to be out of it completely, but that they aren't going to be perfecting their offense or defense, but especially their offense, until later in the year. And so I think it's okay if you end up peaking certainly closer to playoff time. And maybe that's where this offense is going. And that's probably me being a bit optimistic.
Well, especially when you have the defense that can hold you over for the time being. If you really are just trying to shake out some of these things that are taking a little bit of time, and we've talked about all the newness, and this is the scheme, this is the coach, this is the players. There's a lot of newness that's going to happen, and that doesn't happen in 3-4 games in the NFL. And so if you do have a defense, and luckily right now the Jaguars do, to where you have time to go through these growing pains and you don't feel like you have to hit the panic button. If they were 1-3 right now, the teams that are 0 wins or 1 wins are probably looking at this and are in panic mode if their offense isn't clicking, because their defense is obviously not helping them out very much.
Yeah, defense. Listen, they saved the day at the end, and Parker. That's
back-to-back games where it's just that last second play to save it.
Yeah,
you'd love to see that.
Yeah, that's an all-around team win, right? I mean, the special teams really. I mean, think about it. Without that punt return, we only have 19 points. Be a little different. You know what I mean?
It's massive.
But if we don't miss a field goal, we have another 3. You can kind of give and take on both sides.
Yeah, it was windy. I know they talked about that on the broadcast, so I guess I'm trying to give Cam Little a little bit of relief.
Windy last week, too, I thought I heard.
Yep, it was. And so that was affecting Logan Cook.
The wind.
And, I just feel like I would have told you before the season, here are some absolutes I know about this team. They have the best kicker in the league and the best punter in the league. Probably the best long snapper. We'll see. The team's probably not going to get a ton of takeaways because they didn't last year. They're probably not going to be able to be great in short yardage yet. That's something they want to build to. And yet this team is excellent when it comes to takeaways, leading the league. Yep. They can absolutely run the football, including short yardage situations. And they don't have the best kicker and punter, at least as of now.
Yeah. I tell you, on that short yard, I know Tootin got stuffed on that 3rd and 1. Man, I'd like to see that quarterback pull that out and take it himself, because he's got – I think he's shown that. He showed it later in the game, And, hey, look, they were geared up for it. You know what I mean? They knew you were going to run the ball. And you switch backs.
Right.
Like you had ETN and there's 3rd and 1. You go with 2 and they're like, oh, geez, I wonder what you're going to run. And then they all just, flood the line. But a little play action or a little just keep the ball. Maybe we'll grow into that because that could be, man, what a weapon that will be. You get Trevor in the run game in that kind of sense.
But I did you got to see they would roll Brock Purdy out all the time, right? And we talked so much last week about Kyle Shanahan and how great his offense is. Finally, Trevor got rolled out, and I was like, look
how beautiful that is.
Like that, it just looks like it's really comfortable for him. And he talked to, yesterday, too, after the game about just how this offense creates a lot of opportunities. And there's a lot of different ways that he can find open men. And that's important. That there's answers for the offense, whereas obviously the previous system, it doesn't feel like there was that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like anytime something goes wrong, you do feel like right away Liam has an answer to whatever it is. And last week I said I wish they ran the ball more. I feel like he must have seen that last week and was like, man, if we would have run the ball a few more times, you win that game. And so I do think that's one of the best things about Liam Cohen. We talk about his creativity and everything that he can kind of just game plan and actually have a scheme and meaning to what his offense is supposed to look like, rather than just being like, go do it, figure it out. There's meaning to everything he does, and I think that's so beneficial. Even with the way he uses ETN, this is what we've been screaming for so long: is the way to use ETN.
Yeah, that last drive where ETN ripped off a couple 10, 11 yarders, and then Brian Thomas had that holding call that hurt.
That was a phantom holding call.
No, I know, but still, it just
call.
stings. It's still a call. It just hurts you. Think about that. If that keeps going, maybe they don't even get the ball back. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, our own Eric Armstead saves the day on a great rush. And listen, Josh Hines-Allen was superb yesterday. He was all over the field. It felt like, we know Devin Lloyd-Foyer, making plays, punching the ball out, being
Dennis
aggressive.
Gardeck.
Dennis Gardeck. That holding, that's kind of weird. Yeah, you got to let him go. Listen, it's okay to hold for a second.
Yeah.
But you can't continuously hold. You just got to let them go after a second. If you hang on, they're going to get you. It's like dealing drugs out there. They're eventually going to find you, and you're going to jail. So.
Listen up, kids. Listen up. All right, time now for Tom's takeaways.
Now.
Okay, it's go time.
Tommy's Takeaways. Jacked up by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We are here for you. Veteran owned and operated.
By the way, happy birthday to your wife.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. That's
my takeaway.
It's been a great takeaway because we've had a great time celebrating her birthday, which is today. My takeaway today, though, is I learned something today. I am not the target demo market for the National Football League. They could care less what anybody or anyone around my age cares about the halftime performance at the Super Bowl. They go with a Bad Bunny.
A Bad Bunny.
It's a Bad Bunny, and he sings. He's really popular. I know my daughters know who he is because they listen to Bad Bunny from time to time. My wife's like, a couple of songs. I'm like, I may recognize something, but I do not understand Bad Bunny being the halftime show at the Super Bowl in San Francisco. Now, I get it. You want the young kids that probably don't care much about the game, but they'll stick around for the halftime show. But you got Metallica right there. It's from the Bay Area. I mean, they're from San Francisco. They're one of the greatest rock and roll bands of all time. Kids like them. It's not like they don't know who they are. It's not like they don't, like them at all. But you got to be kidding me. Yeah, this is what I'm going to listen to. I'm going to be going outside during halftime. Let me tell you right now. Doing shotguns. I'm with shotgun beers and listen to Metallica is what I'm going to do. But, unbelievable.
The song that brought us into this segment, wasn't it Metallica?
It was. Yeah, absolutely.
I missed a good synergy moment.
And her Sandman. He must have been reading my mind, that good old Dylan.
Denmark, yes.
But anyway, that's my takeaway. You missed a big one there, but again, maybe you just don't care, and that's okay. Takeaway brought to you by my good friends at J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
I think the only reason I knew who Bad Bunny was he was in those Corona commercials.
Oh, yeah.
A few years ago.
He was in Happy Gilmore, too. That's why I know him the most from that, honestly. Yeah. But I heard Dempsey and Tony talking about it, and Dempsey's like, we've now reached the point where I am not the demographic that they care about pleasing for the halftime show anymore. Yeah, and I'm like, no, it's okay. It wasn't any. He was just kind of making fun of. I think we're old now, and they're not trying to target us that. But
I mean, they had Katy Perry, and I'm well aware of who Katy Perry is. That's definitely not who I would have wanted.
Yeah.
Right. Remember U2?
Yeah.
They were great.
I'm honestly just glad it's not Taylor Swift.
U2 was unbelievable.
I'll be honest.
Yeah, the NFL did confirm that it is definitely not Taylor Swift, which obviously that came ahead of the Bad Bunny news.
I tell you, Rihanna was good when she was pregnant.
Yeah,
she was.
That was a really good one.
Way up in the air. I remember people giving her a hard time. I was like, she's pregnant like thousands of feet in the air or hundreds. Yeah, but I do think that...
And we didn't know she was pregnant at the time.
We didn't. Which is honestly,
she looked pregnant.
When you go back, you're like, there it is. But she wore, I think it was black, so it kind of hid well, and people didn't. And then afterwards, everyone was like, oh,
everyone was basically like, she's fat. I'm like, that's why you tell people in advance that you are pregnant, so that
they're not calling you fat.
Correct. But then people probably would have freaked out because, like you said, she was dangling in the air.
Way up in the air. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sorry, Metallica.
Yeah, sorry, no
buds.
Metallica.
Well, you got the Sphere coming your way, so at least you got that.
There you have it. All right, we've got more to do on a Big Chief Tire Victory Monday. For the 6th consecutive year, Big Chief Tire has been named the best tire center in Jacksonville for outstanding tire services and customer care by the 2025 Bold City Best Communities Choice Awards, conducted by the Florida Times Union and Jacksonville.com. We love our friends at Big Chief Tire. It's 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
From the Greenlaw Group Studios.
I'm Frank Frangie. Now, I've been telling you about my daughter Amber's journey with Awaken 180. Well, ready for this? She has now lost 60 pounds. That number's real, 60 pounds in a little over 3 months. And here's the thing, she loves doing it. She just went on a trip to Tampa to see a concert, sort of a road trip. And I asked her, was it hard to stay on the diet? She said, Dad, that's just it. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle change, and it's sustainable. And it's sustainable even when you're on the road. She is so excited. It has not changed her life. I think that's the best thing. It's a lifestyle change, but it doesn't ruin your life. She's loving her life, and she's so excited that she's been able to lose all that weight. You can do the same thing. You can kickstart your transformation. Call 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. It's working for Amber, and she's so excited, and I promise you it can work for you. 844-346-1800 or awaken180weightloss.com.
Helmets and Heels.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday. The local Jacksonville shop for fair prices and service you can trust.
Get ready, poker players. The World Poker Tour is coming back to Best Bet Jacksonville from October 30th through November 18th. It's your chance to become a World Poker Tour champion with 14 different poker tournaments to play, including the Best Bet Scramble, a $5,000 no-limit hold'em main event with a $1 million guarantee. Satellites and mega satellites are going on now at Best Bet Jacksonville. For the full WPT schedule and more information, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees, about $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by November 6th.
Jeff Lagerman for Napa Auto Care Centers. This football season, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or travel to the away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any one of the 29 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions. Napa Auto Care Centers offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace of mind warranty on most repairs. Find one near you at jacksnapaautocare.group.com.
I love my propane company. They always answer when I call and give me great prices and fast service. Said no one ever.
Until now. Need propane for your home or business? Seabreeze Propane is bringing the propane as North Florida's new local propane provider. Visit SeabreezeLP.com. Seabreeze Propane. We make propane cool, brother. Oh, yeah.
Jacksonville, it's game time. And just like the Jaguars fight for every yard on the field, Duck Duck Rooter fights for every customer at home. From plumbing repairs to septic pump outs to keeping your AC cool all season long. We've got the winning playbook. Duck Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and delivers championship service every time. When plumbing, septic, or AC problems put you on defense, don't fumble the call. Dial 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter, when you're stuck, call the Duck.
If you're ready to transform your yard with a fence that stands out, elevate your curb appeal with Superior Fence and Rail. Superior takes pride in offering first-class service, friendly installers, and unmatched fence products. Mention this ad and get $250 off your next project. It's time to get off the fence and call today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
I feel like I'm late for church right now.
This is old Metallica.
Gotta love it. Tom McManus, Taylor Dahl, Dylan Denmark, filling in for RJ Sanders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. And Dylan Denmark loves him some Metallica.
That's right. Good job, Dylan.
I like the beat.
There you go.
Somebody on the text line, by the way, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosure, said we'll be too busy cheering for the Jaguars in the Super Bowl to care about the halftime show anyways.
Absolutely. Y'all can always get in by the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 904-641-1010. Tell us maybe the biggest play you thought that happened yesterday, because I feel like we could go through a litany of them.
Oh, yeah.
As far as the Jags are concerned and getting that victory over San Fran, 26-21.
Yeah.
Let's hear from Liam Cohen. What has he learned about this team after the first month?
Yeah, I think we're tough. I do believe that. I think we're a tough team. That's not an easy team to run the football on. And, we played our tails off. I thought we were very balanced in the first half in a lot of ways on offense. Missed some throws in the second half and had a couple, penalties deflate us. But, no sacks, running the football that way. Very proud of those guys in terms of every time we compete, I think we have a chance. Through 4 weeks, I think we have a chance. There's not a time in a game where you're like, man, God, this is getting away from us. Or, you don't think, even when negative things start to occur and we stalled on offense in ways, the defense makes a play. Boom, then the punt return for a touchdown. It's like these guys keep having each other's backs, and I think that's what's pretty cool after 4 weeks.
It really does feel like that. Any time you felt like the momentum was about to shift in a negative way, the Jags do something. And whether that's offense and defense, we've had the moments on each side, or obviously Parker Washington with that return too. There's always something that it reels you back in very quickly, which is satisfying because it hasn't been like that in a long time.
Yeah. No, even think about the Houston game. Nico Collins, big play. They don't let that deter them. They still figure it out and find a way. They're finding ways to win, which is fantastic.
Which is not
normal.
We're not accustomed to that.
No, we're not used to that around here. That's
Even
right.
in 2022, it felt like this team found ways to win, but it was almost like ways you couldn't repeat.
Yeah.
Like the way that
all
this
miracles.
the way that this team is winning.
All fate.
Right.
You're running out of fate, man.
Sometimes, luck is obviously a great thing, and right now, certainly the ball is bouncing the Jaguars' way, if you want to use that cliche. Look, I will say, when that game first started yesterday, and you had the big gain by Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback.
First play, right?
First play, I was like,
Here we go.
No, this defense is not prepared for this Kyle Shanahan offense, and certainly Brock Purdy being back. This is going to be a long day for the defense. And then even later too, in the first half, you had Kyle Shanahan thrown out the hook and ladder play.
I know, that's desperation.
It did seem like it, but it obviously went for a big gain.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no. Then again, I was like, they're going to climb back into this. Oh no. And I think I do watch games from a perspective of the last 2 years and how much scar tissue I have, and fans obviously as well, because this team always found ways to lose. They found ways to put themselves in a position that they couldn't come back from.
Yeah. I was worried when they threw the second touch on Purdy for 26-21. That's when I was like, oh no, here we go.
And then the missed field goal.
And then the missed field goal. And
47-yard field goal you got to make. I don't care if it's
Got to make it.
Yeah.
You got to make it. He needs to stay off X, that guy. He tries to be smarty pants on Twitter, man. Our kicker. Cam Whitter does. He throws a little jab here and there.
Is that him or is that a fake account?
Is it fake? I thought it was him.
I think it's a fake
Well, it's a little too much for I thought it was him. I'm like, get off it, man. Just kick the ball. Who cares how far you can kick it in practice? Just make those ones that you got to make. And he will. He'll get back on track. By the way, the snap and the hold look fine when they show the replay. I was trying to keep an eye on that because I know Log said the week before the snaps were a little off, but that one seemed like it was fine. Who knows? I don't know. I've never been a kicker. Why you get out of whack like that? But we got to have those kicks because now they need 8,
right?
Which means to get a touchdown and a 2-point, although they did it earlier in the game, to do it again, the chances they can do that is really, pretty low.
Right. To your point, the Jaguars went for it on 2, and it was incomplete to Parker Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple big plays that were huge momentum savers for the Jaguars that could have been huge for the 49ers. The dropped interceptions by Fred Warner.
Yeah.
And then the defensive pass interference on Upton Stout.
That was the pick.
That was the interception.
Pick, right.
And it was a big return with the reception too, or interception too. But obviously, when you watch it from the broadcast perspective, you can't see that Upton Stout is holding Travis Hunter at that point.
No,
in time.
right.
You don't
right.
get that angle.
Right, absolutely. He was right in front of the ref too, so they're going to see that.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of Travis Hunter, did not play defense at all in the second half. When asked about it after the game, Liam Cohen said it was just a personal decision that had to do with a few things that we'll keep in-house for now.
Okay. I want to see him, again, more up on the ball. I don't like him off the ball anymore. Just get him up there.
Yeah, he started the game playing on defense, and then only offensive plays after that.
And had good plays almost back-to-back offensively, then defensively. And Tommy,
that one catch that he went up and got.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Like, this is what we
like
knew
get
we
up
were
in the
getting.
air.
Yeah.
It's funny because I honestly, that he went up in the air to get that. And then I know Tyson Campbell was on Ricky Pearsall most of the time, but Pearsall had that sideline catch too. And I was like, we were just talking about having Travis and Ricky because both of them just have those hands that you would like to see them kind of battle it out. But
Pearsall's a player.
He is.
He's a legit receiver.
He ended up with a knee injury that sidelined him for a while. And so that ended up being more, obviously, injuries for the 49ers, but probably a little helpful for the Jags.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that's what I was talking about earlier. So it's all great. Obviously, we're all happy. But if we get further, like a playoff team isn't going to if you're going to let them hang around in the playoffs, most of the time they're going to come back and beat you. You know what I mean? And I think we let Houston hang around a little bit too much. So it's okay. It's part of the deal.
I agree with
I agree with Liam. They are tough. They're a physical. They're emotional. They're mentally tough. You can tell. They enjoy playing football. They enjoy playing it together. They enjoy being physical together. You can see that on the O-line and the defensive line. And like we all know, when you have it up front, you have a chance. You know what I mean? If you got a physical bunch, O-line, D-line, and they're going to be that way every single game, you have a chance to win in this league, no question.
Yeah, that the second half is something that they probably want to focus on a little bit because it is in week 1 they only scored 6 points in the second half, and then I think it was 10, and then 7 or 9. So that's definitely, you want to be able to have those halves where you're not letting people feel like they're sliding back in, especially once you get to some of those more competitive teams that will take advantage of those things, not being able to score much in the second half.
It felt like San Fran in the second half came in with a different kind of personnel grouping and then brought the heat, brought a lot of guys. Didn't it feel like that? Felt like they were bringing 5, bringing 6. Not all the time, but enough to where you're like, oh, geez, here it comes. I got to figure something out,
Yeah, and that's when the Jags started to have a few injuries on the offensive line, too. So you saw Chuma Doga in there. At one point, you even saw Cole Van Lanen in the game.
Yeah, right.
And McCary went out. And so I can understand that, plus Robert Saleh is furious with Cohen, so he's trying to send the pressure.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely, it's going to take all of their might to try and figure out a way to get by without Nick Bosa. I mean, that's just what it is. And it's going to take weeks probably for them. And they're going to have to be creative or you're not going to get the pressures because Bosa was just such a massive piece of that line and wreaking havoc.
Yeah. And they used to have 4 across the line that were really, really good, including Nick Bosa, right?
Yeah.
We got one of them.
Yeah. Eric
right.
Williams,
absolutely. The Colts got another guy, DeForest Buckner. Right. So those guys, they've moved on. Kinlaw's gone. He was pretty good for them for a little while in the interior. So, they've got some rebuilding to do on that D-line for San Fran, but so what? We shut them down.
Yeah, right. And then the question is, are the Jaguars going to be more physical than the Chiefs when it comes to Monday night?
You have to. Got to match it.
Absolutely. That's how you're going to win that game.
They'll match it.
All right, Taylor Dahl has a tangent on the other side, and we want to celebrate a national championship for your Jumbo Shrimp. It is 10 to XL 92.5 FM on a Big Chief Tire Monday.
What are the many ways to experience 1010XL?
Why don't we just take it from the top?
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, at 1010XL.
Helmets and heels.
Backed by Green Law Group.
For the insured.
Fighting for you.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday on Helmets and Heels.
This is Mike Lynch, PGA Golf Professional. Take it from me. If you're dealing with an orthopedic issue, talk to the doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 29th, 1954, Game 1 of the World Series, Willie Mays makes his iconic over-the-shoulder catch.
Are you trapped in a high-rate mortgage, watching your hard-earned money vanish every month? Stop right now. At Loan Pronto, they are delivering the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years. Hey, Prosser here. Loan Pronto's rate reduction home loan program is a streamlined, low-cost way to slash your house payments by hundreds of dollars a month. Lock in at a fixed rate as low as 4.99% APR and close in as little as 2 weeks. No appraisal needed in most cases. And here's the kicker. You can skip your next 2 house payments entirely. Don't wait. Rates this low won't last. Call Loan Pronto now for your free, no-obligation quote. Loan Pronto is amazing. So start now by calling 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Or visit loanpronto.com to lock in your new low rate and skip those next 2 payments. 999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval, NMLS, consumeraccess.org.
Hey, Hickett here. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day. But on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks. Man, it's good to be right. Prize Picks is the best way to win cash on any of our football teams this football season. Think about it, man. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup only on Prize Picks. You know how to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. If you get your picks right, you cash in. Download the Prize Pick app today. Use code 1010XL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code 1010XL, and you get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. It's Prize Picks, man. Have a lot of fun this football season. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Work it, make it, do it. Makes us all better, faster, stronger.
Let's hope the Jaguars are bigger, faster, stronger than the Chiefs this Monday night. Tom McManus, Taylor Dahl, Phil in Denmark. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Dylan filling in for RJ, who's down in Orlando with a little Orlando Magic action.
All right.
Yeah.
Beauty.
We are a all-sports station,
Oh, yeah.
not just football. I asked the guys in the handoff, is there such a thing as watching too much football, by the way?
I don't think so.
No.
Maybe to some
never.
people. There's probably
I'm
the
sure some
non-football
people-
fans out there
Yeah.
are like, you guys are insane
Right.
for the amount of hours of football you clock on the weekend.
And I didn't really watch a ton of Ryder Cup after the way Friday went, and I didn't really watch any baseball.
Yeah.
It was all football between Friday night, obviously Florida State losing to Virginia in that double overtime game. Saturday, tons of college football to discuss or to take in. And then yesterday, the football started at 9:30 in the morning. What do you want us
All
to
day
do?
football.
Yeah, right.
And then ended in a tie.
And then very end, a 40-40 tie with the Packers and the Cowboys.
Yeah, no kidding. Were those two kids in the end zone at Virginia or West Virginia,
Yeah,
when
Virginia.
they stormed? Did they get okay? Were they okay?
They said they were okay.
They are
Holy
fine,
cow,
but
were they
everyone was
swarmed
obviously worried
quick.
about that. Yeah, Squirrel
was
White
like-
is the one for.
You gotta take your helmet off and start swinging.
It was like the Lion King scene.
Yeah, no,
Gets
no doubt.
You're
No
right.
doubt. It felt like a stampede. It was unbelievable.
It was crazy. That game, the crescendo was just so insane
Oh,
because
yeah.
you had the bobble, obviously, for the Florida State player, and the stands were just itching.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so the moment, that
They were ready
ball
to
was
leap.
incomplete. Yeah, I feel like that was a phenomenal scene as long as you make sure the players are okay.
Are
Like, I don't
okay.
think you
I
can
agree.
let those fans out as fast as they were until the players got off the field. And
I
obviously,
don't know how you stop that. That was the problem.
I don't think, unless you
I mean,
got
they
a
don't-
fence.
They just
I don't
run
know.
over
they don't
the
do it
security.
at a lot of places that quickly. So
Yeah.
I
Right,
do
that
think
was
the
quick.
security, has to probably be a little bit more in charge of that. But either way, it made
Everyone's
for a
safe
fun,
at least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it made for a fun scene for sure. Obviously for the Cavs fans in beating a top 10 Florida State team. All right now, time for Taylor's Tangent.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
I want to talk a little bit more about Devin Lloyd. We mentioned at the top, he's just so much fun to watch right now. He's all over the place. We talk about them not picking up that fifth-year option, and he's proven every single week so far that he deserves to be here, and he's getting better and better every single game. The coverage that people kind of criticize. We always talked about PFF loved him because of his tackle rate and how good he is at tackling. But the coverage side, people were concerned that he's kind of throwing that out the window at this point. But I saw a stat, and it was talking about, it's a next-gen stat, and it's a net win probability, which what that means technically is, it's an advanced metric that measures the change in a team's chances of winning the game, accounting for the combined outcome of a single play. So they had in 5 plays that Devin Lloyd had yesterday, he added a plus 56.3% in net win probability for that across those 5 plays. He intercepted obviously 2 passes, which it was like plus 31.1%. Earned a pressure on a fourth quarter sack fumble that was plus 19.3%, and stuffed 2 runs at the line of scrimmage, which is plus 5.9%. So 59 defensive snaps for Lloyd yesterday, 8 for 8 on tackle opportunities, 2 run stuffs, 2 pressures, 2 interceptions. So
monster.
it's so much fun to watch him right now.
Yeah, monster day. He really has. And you know what? His signing bonus this next time will be bigger than his 5th-year option. So don't
He's
worry
probably
about
like,
that.
thank you, honestly.
Yeah.
I saw, to your point, Taylor, Daniel Griffiths, who does a great job with stats, he put out Devin Lloyd has more takeaways with the 3 interceptions and the 1 forced fumble than 14 NFL teams. By himself with
Look
the
at
4
him.
total, more than 14 NFL teams.
Wow.
Yeah, he could have more in his career. Remember, he had the club on his hand, and
He did.
dropped like 2 or 3 that one year.
Interceptions,
Remember
yeah.
that?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So I'm happy for him. And again, you take like we've said, Etienne, Parker Washington, Devin Lloyd, guys that you just didn't know, and they all just stepped up.
Walker
their game.
Little.
Yeah, Walker too. Yeah, good call. Walker Little's played outstanding.
Yeah,
for the
I was
most
thinking
part.
about how in training camp we were basically hitting the panic button because the offensive line was still being shuffled so often, and we weren't sure exactly what it was going to look like.
Yep.
And I feel like if Liam Cohen and Tony Baselli and James Gladstone listened to those shows, they just sat back laughing. Like, this offensive line is going to be good.
Yeah. Well, we were also seeing Trevor getting sacked, and he wasn't you can't get sacked, but he was constantly getting sacked. There was penalties over and over again, which that still is something that we need a little bit of work on. But so rightfully so. I mean, we had reason to panic because
Our
it wasn't
tackles
looking
were getting
good.
worse in practice. I'm sorry. I don't care if they're laughing or not. Our defensive linemen were killing them for the most part.
They were. I just mean because of just how well they've played.
Yeah.
But,
They've played
but look, I think
outstanding.
that goes to show you too. You get the iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
They were getting
Josh Hines
chiseled
Allen.
by Josh
Yeah.
Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker, and some of the interior defensive pressure too. We saw Mason Smith yesterday make a play as well.
Yeah.
Got his hand up. That was-
Absolutely. So it's not just those edge rushers have been playing phenomenally well.
doubt.
Oh, yeah.
It really is everyone. I mean, Devin Lloyd, probably the single most surprising thing about this team outside of maybe the total takeaways. Like running the football is a surprise, but not quite as much, I suppose, because Travis Etienne is healthy. They drafted Bashal too. They drafted Allen Jr. But the takeaways and Devin Lloyd, and considering he has 4 of those takeaways, they kind of go together.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think for me, the defense in general, they do so many good things every week. And that, to me, I think overall almost is good because we were talking about, we knew in camp and we were saying, the defense is ahead of the offense. And that was kind of the thing. But then some of the preseason games, we were like, is there going to be some more issues here that we weren't sure of? And then even honestly, in that Bengals game, there was a little bit of a moment of, are they going to be able to click and really figure this all out? And they have, it feels like.
Yeah. Look, I tell you one thing, they're running to the football. And I love what Campanelli says, God rewards those who run to the football. And it's true. You get rewarded. There's no doubt. You never know what can happen if you hustle to the ball. And they're all doing it. You see them all doing it. You don't see many joggers out there, you know what I mean, on the defensive side of the ball. You've seen a lot of guys flying to that ball's down or the whistle's blown.
Yeah, now we have an opportunity Monday night, a week from tonight, to pack the bank.
Yeah.
Get down there.
Take my homie out of the game. Let's go. Hurt him for the night, not for the year, just for one night.
Yeah, get down there, tailgate, have a blast, go be loud, especially on third down, and come out of here with, even if it's just a 1-point win, obviously, to be able to beat a team that was in the Super Bowl would be phenomenal. And especially a guy who's as smart as Andy Reid.
Yeah.
And they still have playmakers now that Worthy is back for the Chiefs.
And put other people on notice, too, because I do feel like so far there's been excuses every game. And we talk about them, too. Not when you talk about the Panthers, they're terrible. You talk about the Bengals, they're terrible. Joe went out. And so a game like this, though, really says, okay, you can beat anybody right now at this point in time. And I think it being a primetime game, too, everybody sees that, which is, if you win, it's very beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely. And just puts us more on the map even further, which is fantastic.
I mean, I saw Albert Breer's column today. It started with the Chiefs, but in the article talked about the Jaguars. And he said, this team has my attention. Yeah. When was the last time a national person unsolicited?
There's a few of those yesterday. Yeah. Pat McAfee was tweeting about it. Orlovsky obviously was.
Let's not let them in right away. You know what I'm saying? They got to earn their way in. There's no just jumping to the front of the line.
No,
Take a seat.
They can bring that attention. All right, we've got lunch to give away on this Monday.
We do. Free lunch to Chick-fil-A. Give us a call at 641-1010. Let's say caller number 3. You get free lunch to Chick-fil-A.
Victory Monday continues on the other side. It is a Big Chief Tire Monday. You can find them online at WeKeepJacksRollin.com. They have thousands of 5-star reviews because they do such a fantastic job. Again, WeKeepJacksRollin.com. It's 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Well, it's really fun to watch. Can't wait to see it next Monday against Kansas City Chiefs.
Huge one for us. Cool. Great to be back at home. Need everybody. Need all of Duval, all of Jacksonville to come to that game. Let's go.
He tackles talk radio like a middle linebacker in the gap.
I tell it like I see it, and I see it like a middle linebacker.
Tommy Mack. Fridays on Jaguars Today. Unsealed by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors on 1010XL. Helmets and Heels. Provided by Green Law Group.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday. The local Jacksonville shop for fair prices and service you can trust.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
Get closer to nature.
Trying to get close to these bucks out here.
Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Faber, and Captain Kirk Waltz. The Nimnicht Outdoor Show. Presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Saturday morning, 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
Helmets and Heels is returning to Vegas. If you're heading out for the big game, join us at Circa Resort and Casino this October for a Halloween weekend football getaway, featuring Circa room discounts and a huddle up for everyone in the teal and black. Meet Helmets and Heels Friday night, October 31st, then hit the Circa Stadium Swim with temperature-controlled pools and a massive betting screen. For Circa room discounts and more information, visit the 1010XL webpage or circalasvegas.com/huddleup-up.
home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, thanks for coming over so quick.
Sure thing, pal. What's the big... Whoa!
See, I told you there was a smell.
Yeah, it smells like...
Exactly, or a dead one more like it.
You need some fresh air in here.
Well, this is the problem, Jason. I've kept everything sealed up tight all summer long so I don't lose all my nice cool air. Now all the dog smells and cooking smells and home gymnasium man cave smells are all building up and I can barely...
Dude, where are the Bueller sunglasses I gave you?
Oh, I don't know. They must be in my other...
Put on my emergency pair. Whoa. Bueller Air and Plumbing can install an air purification add-on to your existing air conditioner. Clean the air of dust and pollen and funky smells while you cool.
So I can keep all the cool air I saved up?
And your place won't smell like a dead...
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Get ready. Monday Night Football is coming to Everbank Stadium October 6th. And this is a matchup you won't want to miss. Your Jacksonville Jaguars are throwing it back in their Prowler jersey as they take on the Kansas City Chiefs under the primetime lights. Don't wait. Be a part of the action. Get your tickets now by visiting us online at jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We can't wait to see you at the bank for primetime football.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about letting things roll off of your back. So often we can make big deals out of things that are not really big deals. We can allow them to steal the joy of our day. But let me remind you that don't allow anyone or anything to steal the joy of today. Go out today not letting little things steal the big things that God has in store for you.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Chad and Sandy Real Estate. It's Victory Monday once again in Duval as the Jaguars stole a victory from the 49ers in their place, winning 26-21 to improve to 3-1 on the season. This new culture Jaguars team is playing fiery as the team leads the league in turnovers with 13 through 4 weeks. It's 82 degrees at 3 o'clock time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, Dylan Denmark, filling in for RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Dylan, how did you celebrate Victory Monday? I see you're wearing the Victory Monday t-shirt.
I cooked a steak on a grill, and that was about it.
I like how you say on a grill, like a random grill.
No,
Somebody's grill.
I got me a little mini grill.
Right, on your grill.
Mm-hmm.
Take ownership over that grill. Are we talking charcoal or are we talking
charcoal.
Gas? Oh,
Nice.
charcoal.
Mama left it whenever she left the house, so.
Very nice. Do you, when you do charcoal, do you move the stones to one side or do you? The coals, thank you.
I just leave them all right there in the middle. I had the burn in a bag charcoal.
Okay.
Just burn it right there instantly.
Yeah. A buddy of mine moves them all to one side and then he'll use the other side as like, I never thought of that. I'm not an outdoorsman like that, I guess. Yeah, I wonder if I could even start a fire without a match. You know what I mean? I don't know if I've ever done that before. No, I've never done that before.
I know I haven't.
I feel like I'd be there for a while. I also am afraid to, I should not say this on air. It's going to come back to bite me.
Uh-oh.
I'm afraid to use lighters. Like, if ever I want to light a candle, I like the flame lighters. I don't like a standard lighter.
Okay.
For some reason, I think I'm going to light myself on fire, so I'm afraid to use like a standard lighter. So I would not only need a standard lighter to light a fire, I would need the flame lighter.
Is that the long guy?
Yeah.
You get to stand back farther.
Correct.
My brother sent me a video the other day, and my nephew was out front, and like old school, had the magnifying glass on a leaf, and was really like my 5-year-old nephew got a little fire going. I was like,
that's how you do it.
I know.
All right.
I was like, we could learn some things.
Try that at home.
But how many magnifying glasses do you have?
I'm going to have to go get
I
one.
have none.
Not yet. I'm not in that age group yet. A few more years, I might need one.
All right, time to celebrate your national champion, Jumbo Shrimp.
Now, Lawrence Lane, driven by Mazda at the Avenues. This is luxury. This is Mazda at the Avenues.
Deep again. Here's the pitch. Fly ball! Deep right center. It's deep. Clark back. It's out of here! Out of here! It's a walk-off 2-run homer to win the AAA National Championship. Jacob Berry tags third and charges home. Jacksonville wins an epic 8-7 final.
It was epic there in Las
Insane.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Scott Kornberg
yeah.
on the call. And Jacob Berry with the 2-run walk-off home run. The Jumbo Shrimp were up 6-2. And then relinquished that lead
scary.
and then, had to come back and win it in that fashion. Crazy that this team, I feel like they just started being AAA not that long ago. And now they're not just the International Series champions, but the national champions.
Yeah. And to go out to Vegas and do it, it's such a fun story all year long. We know they were already first half champions, and then to go and win here and then go to Vegas and beat them out there too. I saw a lot of people being like, how are they the home team in Vegas? But that's a predetermined thing before the season starts. They decided like who the international or the PCL or who's getting the home. So it is kind of funny. It just happened to be a Vegas team that was also playing the game, and the Vegas team wasn't the home team. So it was kind of interesting.
They hit like a 3-run shot late to go up, right? Then we come back with a 2. That's incredible.
Yeah,
man.
and then when you're bottom of the ninth, 1 out, you have a guy on first. That's just one of those moments. Definitely Jacob Berry will remember
one and done game, right?
Yeah.
That's it. So congratulations. I hope the owner kept them out in Vegas for a few nights on his dime. They deserve it. That's for sure.
I don't know if this is accurate or not. I saw something on social that said that Derek Stevens, our good friend who owns Circo Resort and Casino, that he used to own the Aviators. But I didn't do any research on that, so I don't know if that's true. But
we'll have to ask him when we're out there.
But exactly, we will be heading back out for the Jags-Raiders game, and certainly that's going to be a heck of a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Halloween weekend, the game coming up, that's Sunday, November 2nd. So make sure you go to 1010xl.com/Vegas. You can get more information about that. All right, let's get it back to college football. The fact that we had a game where Kirby Smart has the option to kick a field goal, tie the football game, elects not to, does not get it on 4th down, and ends up losing the game by a field goal. Is that being talked about enough nationally? I think it is, but I just feel like that idea that you would not take the points just seems ludicrous.
Yeah, that's a confidence from Kirby of just kind of what's gone their way in the right side of things for a long time. You talked about the streak at home that they've had for a long time, and maybe that kind of fed into
17-0
something.
at home at night.
Yeah.
By the way, I got that game completely wrong. I thought it would be an easy win for Georgia.
Yeah.
I also thought it would be an easy win for Florida State. That also did not happen.
Yeah. How about Hayes?
I know. He caught,
I saw him that night, at the next night at the Waste Not One. And it was great. We had a blast. And I was like, you even called the score, I think. And he's like, I got
It
lucky.
was close.
Yeah, I think it
very
was. He
close.
said 38-37, I thought. Didn't he win it somewhere on there, like 37-36?
Well, the final was 46-38.
Oh, it was.
I want to
Okay.
say.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was pretty close because he said it's high scoring.
Yeah, he did.
Give Chandler Morris a ton of credit for FSU. But the Kirby Smart decision, it baffled me in the sense of just take the points and tie the football game.
Right.
And then that creates certainly more pressure on Alabama. But at the end of the day, Kalen DeBoer, certainly the seat is no longer nearly as hot.
Yeah, it cooled off a little for him now.
Yeah, what a week will do, right?
And Kirby 1-7 against Alabama all time.
Yeah.
Right.
He's only lost like 20 games ever at Georgia.
I know.
7 of them are to Alabama. That's wild.
Yeah, and then now with Kalen DeBoer, Alabama, so you're looking at that too. But I think that
Vandy, Alabama, by the way, this Saturday. Diego Pavia,
they moved the game day is going to be there now too. Yeah, that'll be interesting. I think that with Kirby, we know how great of a coach Kirby is, but I do think that, and I said this a few weeks ago, this, I don't think, is from top to bottom his most talented roster he's had, and that has shown in areas this year. That's why I wasn't sure how this game would go. I felt like it would be a little closer. I thought Georgia would end up winning, but the way that Alabama, I mean, the whole time they felt like they were keeping up with them physically, and that was something that I thought was not going to happen and was going to kind of show up late in the game.
Yeah, I feel a lot with teams like that. You know, you throw in LSU, maybe tennis. They got great athletes. You know, they're big, strong, they're fast. Yeah. Maybe not great football teams, but they got some good players and good athletes, so they should be able to hang. You know, like Florida State, Miami. Like, I'm expecting Miami to win, but Florida State, they got the same kind of talent, at least athletically wise, I would imagine, or close to it that Miami does. But you go watch Florida State go beat Miami and just cause a huge uproar in college ball. You never know in college football.
That's what happens. Yeah, you have to expect that. Yeah, I mean, the game is in Tallahassee. That obviously favors, or at least gives the home field advantage to the Seminoles. I do think Carson Beck is a better quarterback than Thomas Castellanos, even though Castellanos gave it his all Friday night. He did everything he could. He came in a little bit banged up. But Miami, I think, has the better roster, even though Norvell certainly has brought in a ton of talent in the transfer portal and has recruited well as well. Yeah, LSU losing at Ole Miss, that game, the end of it, and watching Lane Kiffin and his postgame reaction was fantastic. That's just who he is, and that's why I think a lot of Florida fans who loved Steve Spurrier
find win
to have him.
Chambliss is special too. That
QB. He looked really good.
No one talked about him before the season. They talked about, obviously, Austin Simmons. Tennessee, narrow escape in overtime at Mississippi State. That one would have certainly shaken up the college football world as well.
It looked like they were going to blow that for a minute. There was a couple moments where I was like, they're about to lose this game.
I thought
honestly, in regulation, I thought.
Yeah, and then Taylor Dawes, Notre Dame Fighting Irish, ended Sam Pittman's career, 56-13 for the Irish over the Razorbacks.
Some of the best sound clips ever now gone.
I really like Sam Pittman. The times I've been able to be around him at SEC Media Days, he's genuine. He always was very gracious with his time. Some of the coaches will tell you, or the SIDs will tell you, we have 10 minutes or less. And Sam Pittman never cared about stuff like that. And I know he's friends with Matt Hayes, but still, he was always, and I don't want to speak about him as if he's not alive, but as the head coach of Arkansas, he was always just so wonderful. But the fact that Bobby Petrino is now the head coach, or interim, but head coach at Arkansas once again after being the head coach years ago, and then there was the scooter incident. Like, it's a total
wild
deja vu.
story.
Yeah, this college football thing.
You know, he was our offensive coordinator.
No, he did not know that.
For 1 year or 2 years in the 90s. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 99 maybe? 90. No, Chili Palmer was 99. He was 98 or 97. Oh, yeah.
Maybe
check
I
it
knew
out.
that and I forgot.
Oh, yeah. He was Brunel's he's a QB coach or...
He's a pretty good play caller.
Yeah, but that thing, but wasn't it Louisville? Remember when he had to go in front of the media with the neck brace on, his face all beaten up? What a dummy.
I think that was at Arkansas, because that's why I think he got fired, because he had the girlfriend and the scooter.
So he was QB coach in 99, 2000, and then OC in 2001.
There you go.
Jacksonville. Yeah, he's been certainly around the block, but we'll see what Arkansas does. I know a lot of people are wanting to get the SMU head coach, Rhett Lashley, to Arkansas, but if I'm SMU, you just pay him more and hope to keep him.
Yeah, I know no one cares about BC, but Bill Bryan, man, that's 3 in a row that he's dropped after having a lead. We're not happy. I love him. I don't, we're not going to do anything, but he's got to get it going, man.
Is it coaching you think it is?
I don't know. You give up a lead. Defense, I didn't watch a ton of the game. Cal just looked better. They had a wide receiver, number 21. Nobody could cover him. He made play after play after play. Their line looked good. They had a right tackle that came in from, I'm going to say, from Mississippi State. He was monster. Bell, maybe was his last name. But Cal, they're okay. BC's not going to be, they're not, could they one day, challenge the ACC? Sure, but that's not, not every year kind of thing.
Of the over 20 hours of football I watched, I cannot say that I watched any of Boston College and Cal. But that's our good weekly report. Yeah, my team was off over the weekend, so that was glorious.
What do they have this week?
Florida plays host to Texas.
Okay.
3:30 kick in the Swamp.
The Arch is coming to town.
The defense can.
The Longhorns right now are favored by 6.5. Yeah, Arch Manning has not been special, so we shall see. All right, we've got more to do on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on a Big Chief Tire. Find them online at WeKeepJacksRollin.com on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It takes all cylinders working together to complete a successful drive.
We need a drive right now.
Listen for the Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville drive of the game.
Need a drive right now.
On 1010XL.
We gotta finish.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here of Helmets and Heels. Chick-fil-A has something brand new on the menu, and it's only here for a limited time. Introducing the Pretzel Cheddar Club. This sandwich comes on a warm, buttery pretzel bun, a slice of cheddar cheese topped with 3 strips of applewood, smoked bacon, fresh lettuce, and tomato, and the kicker, a creamy Dijon mustard sauce on the side that takes this sandwich to the next level. Try it grilled, spicy, or the original Chick-fil-A chicken. Don't wait, it's only here for a short time, so stop by your local Jacksonville Chick-fil-A and try the Pretzel Cheddar Club today.
Helmets and Heels. Bought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through September 30th. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. Big Chief Tire Monday on Helmets and Heels.
Frank Frangie here, telling you about my daughter Amber's journey with Awaken 180. She's lost 60 pounds. Can you believe that? And she just took a road trip. The reason is it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle change. Call 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL is the home of Gator Nation and the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. I'm Hacker, and we keep you connected with the University of Florida all year long. Get Gator Bites where you find podcasts.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron. Totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens. Also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
Hey, Hicken here. Tired of glasses or contacts? Discover customized vision solutions at Bowden & Associates. Dr. Bowden's team offers cutting-edge options like Evo implantable Collamer lenses or refractive lens exchange and classic LASIK, designed to fit your life. Picture perfect vision for reading, driving, or just enjoying the day. It's easier than you think. Call now for your free screening. Bowden & Associates, they're keeping the First Coast focused.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Victory Monday continues as we will chat some other teams in the NFL. The Ravens are just getting annihilated by injuries. Madubuike now is out for the entire season.
Marlon Humphrey's hurt now, too.
Yep, Marlon
just
Humphrey's
one after
out.
another for them right now.
Yep. Roquan
Lamar,
Smith,
obviously,
is out for a few weeks with a hamstring, and then Lamar, we're not sure yet as far as how long he'll be out with that hamstring injury. The Texans-Ravens game comes up this coming weekend, coming Sunday. there's not even a line for it because obviously they don't know yet whether Lamar Jackson will play or not.
I saw something too because the whole thing, the Shedeur Sanders camp told the Ravens not to draft him because he didn't want to be a backup to Lamar because he doesn't have a chance to play. And someone was like, now he's a third string in Cleveland and he could be possibly getting some playing time right now with a way better team in Baltimore. But
it's not a bad idea. I mean, if Lamar's going to be out for a while, what do they have? Tyrod? Is Tyrod Taylor behind him? Who's behind him up there?
Who came in yesterday?
No, Tyrod's somewhere else because he just played.
Yeah, Tyrod's in the Jets because he came in when Fields got hurt.
Fields, right.
Yeah, I can't even remember who came in for Lamar yesterday. It was the whole fourth quarter. Oh yeah, Cooper Rush,
former Cowboys backup.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right, man. Lamar, that's a shame getting hurt like that. I didn't think KC was going to come in here 1-3. You know, I thought they were going to figure out a way.
That was your wild card. You picked Kansas City.
Just thought they'd figure it out. You know, I wonder if Liam and Andy are going to have any words.
I highly doubt it. I don't think
respect your elders.
Steve Spagnuolo will say that Liam is illegal or legally sign stealing. Which is still one of the wilder things. Like, obviously, that was the defensive coordinator. It's not a head coach saying it about a head coach.
Right.
But that's still one of the wilder things I feel like that we've covered. And this team has had all sorts of crazy things, but that is something you never see happen.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say it's wild that he would, say that, and then the head coach comes out and is like, no, he was giving him a compliment. Yeah. Well, do you guys do those things? Oh, no, not us. We're honest. So what are you saying?
So,
are you just saying
it wasn't a compliment.
It wasn't a compliment. It was just a weird
and also,
turn of events.
If I'm Kyle Shanahan, I'm actually make Robert Saleh apologize. Like, once that got out, which obviously was very public, I then have him, no. You're going to go back and say, look, here's what I meant to say. I do apologize to Liam. And then last night after the game, that exchange between the two of them doesn't happen. And it's fun for us and funny. Yeah. Obviously, there was no fight. There was no blood.
I don't mind it.
Yeah. But nobody's ever going to let them get near each other to do anything. I enjoyed. Look, he's sticking up, you know. And again, we just said so. They basically said we were stealing signs, or at least the guys that Liam has brought in are known from being from systems that legally steal signs. He's talking about the Rams, talking about the Vikings, and now because Liam and some guys from those two organizations are here, they have that same system in place. I'd really like to know what that system is. You know, like how much in detail are we talking about? Because I don't think it's that much. And you could probably figure it out just by watching film. You know what I mean? As part of, seeing something on the sideline during a game.
Yeah, because signs, I mean, back in the day before you had the in-helmet communication, yes, everything was via sign. And we used to have those really funny, especially in college football, the four-way signs. And they would have just like funny pictures of people. Yep. But ever since now it goes to the helmet and the play callers cover their mouths with the play call sheet. I don't really see how they're going about it, to your point.
Yeah, I will. If I'm if I'm Shanahan, I'm sitting him down and be like, what was the purpose of even saying anything?
Yeah.
Like, you weren't even asked the question. Right. You just did that on your own. So why would you do that? Why would you ever give another team anything?
Sort of
like, just shut your mouth. Like, what are you saying?
He's also probably like, now you're throwing me under the bus too, because he probably, if we talk about the trees and you're coming off, and he's like, people know I come from this tree, so now it's going to come back to me. And granted, he denied it, but you just threw your own coach under the bus, technically.
I just thought it was funny where he's like, no, he's really paying him a compliment. Well, do you guys do that? No, not us.
Right. So you're talking from both sides of your mouth. I don't really understand that. More injuries in the NFL. Malik Neighbors out for the season with a torn ACL.
I hate that.
Yeah, that
life is a problem, by the way.
The turf has been documented
such a problem.
there. It is cool that Jackson Dart got his first win in his first start. He played pretty well, I'll say. Watching a lot of that Chargers-Giants game. But just a tough blow for the fact that he's not going to be able to play in his sophomore season. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And then another injury for the Chargers. They already had Rashawn Slater out for the entire season. They're starting left tackle. That was before the season started. And then Joe Alt yesterday goes out with the high ankle sprain. He had been moved from right tackle to left tackle. So that's certainly something to watch for the Chargers.
That guy's a machine.
Oh, my gosh, I know.
Man, it's so unbelievable. That's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, high ankle, you can come back from. It's going to take a little while, but at least it's not, a severe knee injury, knock on wood, or anything like that for them.
Which, by the way, side note, 8 players and then now Neighbors. So 9 players since 2020 have tore their ACL at MetLife.
Wow. And then throw an Achilles, right? There's probably another.
Yeah, that's just ACL.
Right.
Wow.
Wasn't that where Smoot tore his
Smoot
Achilles?
Did, yeah. I think so.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
his was there or Washington because it was one of the places that have those known issues. His was an Achilles? Smooth, yeah. Because
I want to
this one, the ACL, Bosa tore his, Solomon Thomas, Kyle Fuller, Sterling Shepard, Wan'Dale Robinson, now Malik Neighbors, all of them have it's not good.
No, and those are all season-ending injuries.
Yeah.
We talked about the Texans. The Texans are trading offensive tackle Cam Robinson to the Browns. It's a 6th/7th round pick swap in 2027. So think about the trajectory for Cam. He's with the Jaguars, obviously, for several years, goes then to the Vikings, then to the Texans, and now with the lowly Browns.
It's a lot of moving around.
Get those credited seasons.
Yeah.
You know, they add up after a while. You know, keep playing as long as you can, even if you're not starting. But looks like the Browns need some help. Look, I always like Cam's attitude. That guy was an enforcer, man. He'd throw you out the club if you got out of line. You know,
Attitude on the field, I think, was excellent.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's an attitude issue off the field because that's where it was.
Well, he didn't like being benched. Remember that? He wouldn't even go. He wouldn't even lace up his shoes.
Yeah,
and you're like, what? So that's out. You know, that would never work here now.
Right.
We just seen, what Liam. They're not settling for any of that garbage. But it's interesting how that. You can go from being a full-time starter for years and being decent, not great, but not bad either, and then not be able to regain that, You know what I'm saying? And now you're going to different. I mean, I'd play as long as you can, man.
Yeah.
Get those money, get
Yeah.
the contract, get the credited years and all that stuff. But just interesting how football can be. Pretty cruel in that sense. Your skills diminish or wrong, whatever team or whatnot. But we're talking off air how it's just crazy the scores yesterday throughout the NFL.
The special teams have been one thing that I've noticed more returns. I feel like than we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it's
And just
interesting.
crazy
Special teams in
with
general.
blocked kicks.
Yeah, there's blocked field goals.
right.
There's got obviously Parker Washington's play. There's fumbles that are happening on the kickoff for punt returns. There was a few crazy punts that I saw yesterday too. Just like the spin on some of those balls and the way they'll land on the one is wild how these guys do it. But yeah, special teams has been a little wild to start this year, and I think they're figuring. Especially we talked about the kickoff and how different that is. They're still figuring some of that out. But I do think that if you want scoring, the specials teams have definitely been playing into some of that.
Yeah. Tootin had a nice return. Got us to midfield. That was a good one for us.
And then that's what it was right before the half. It ended up leading to a field goal. Jaguars probably could have done a little bit better there before the half. Time management-wise. But there are
They're lucky to get that off. I mean, they spiked it right with 1 second, didn't they, to go?
I know. It was a little stressful.
It was stressful.
Oh, my gosh.
Which, speaking of, we mentioned Vikings because Cam Robinson went there. I saw in the Twitter world people now turning on Kevin O'Connell, and this is how quick this has happened in Minnesota. And some of it because they said some of his in-game stuff, not getting the plays to J.J. McCarthy fast enough, and so that has cost them their 2 losses this year. Yeah, Wentz. And so I'm like, you're being critical. Everyone was like, you do not want to lose Kevin O'Connell. I promise you, that's not a coach that you want to risk
I tell you, the delay of game penalties yesterday were very frustrating.
Yeah.
And it's part getting it in, it's part everything.
Sure,
but,
I'm at home screaming about those.
Yeah, it's like, come on. We're 4th game in. There shouldn't be 2. What do we have, 2 or 3? 2 at least. I know that really were kind of a pain in the butt.
And other ones that were close because the NFL will allow it to go to 0 before they
a little
throw the flag.
second after a millisecond.
Yeah, no, it is interesting. Sometimes they get the plays in quickly and everything looks great.
Right.
Other times they bleed it all the way down, and I'm like, what exactly is the play call too long? Do you have too many words in the play call? Is that what's taking so long? That part I never understood.
Right. If the audible happens, that takes time, right?
That does take time. That's true.
That could be.
First you have to motion, and then you have to see what they're doing, and then audible. Carson Wentz I thought looked good yesterday morning to start that game, the Vikings-Steelers. And then that Steelers pass rush
is just eating him alive.
Way too intense. Yeah, they ate him completely alive. And then, I don't think there was anything that Kevin O'Connell could have done with that as the Steelers went on to win. But now we only have 2.
He scored 15 in the 4th also. So it's kind of weird that people, to me, are turning on him right now.
I can see that, 2 undefeated teams, the Bills and the Eagles.
Yep.
If they met tomorrow, who would win?
I think the Bills.
Okay.
I think I love Philly, and I've said this a million times. I think they have the best top to bottom roster, but I think that Josh Allen's better than Jalen Hurts, and that would ultimately, for me, win.
I'd probably go Bills too. I think it'd be pretty tight.
Yeah.
The bar we were at had a bunch of Philly fans, like I said, so they had the game on, Philly and town. I mean, they gave him a run. Tampa was right there. I was telling you a play that Baker just trying so hard to make a play and then throws a pick at the end. Probably should have thrown it away, but man, just that would have brought him back to at least within, I think maybe even tied it up or close to it. But nonetheless, Philly, they had the wherewithal. But I think it would be tight. But I'd probably go Buffalo too. I think Buffalo's got just overall a more well-rounded football team. My opinion.
I agree that I think Josh Allen certainly this year has been playing like an MVP level again. But that roster is really good for the Eagles.
Yeah.
I don't think the Bills'
run game is actually better than Philly's right now, though. That's what you're talking about.
Bills' O-line's good.
Yeah,
so
you have to wonder, did they use Saquon
one-on-one.
Barkley too much a season ago?
Yeah. Which also, someone on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. James Robinson tore his Achilles at MetLife, too.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was a killer.
Yeah, it was. He was good back for us.
He was excellent.
Well, they used him.
Yeah.
All right, the Terminix Pest of the Day awaits on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on a Big Chief Tire Monday on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Backed by Green Law Group on 1010XL. From Duval to the world.
All communication lines are clear.
Download the 1010XL apps for free on Apple and Android devices and listen wherever life takes you.
Welcome to the bundle event. Entering now our undisputed tag team champions, the mid-size SUV and the mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage. Now, let's get ready to bundle.
Call State Farm agent Randy Taylor in Jacksonville at 904-642-2400.
Availability and amount of discounts and savings vary by state.
It's a Helmets and Heels Big Chief Tire Monday.
Hey, First Coast, it's your boy Leon Searcy, your lemon pepper guy. Back and better than ever for Wingstop. You know I can't resist those crispy, flavorful wings that make your taste buds dance. Wingstop just opened a hot new spot on Jeremiah Street in Middleborough. There's 17 locations now serving up the most mouth-watering wings in town. And my all-time favorite, lemon pepper. Try their new quick and easy ordering on the app and swing by today for fresh, hot wings made for you. Only at Wingstop.
You know that thing called AI? Supposed to make the workplace super efficient? Well, there's something better. DI, Delicious Intelligence. It's tech that helps make work efficient and yummy. Leading the DI revolution, EasyCater, a workplace food platform that connects you to tons of favorite restaurants with tools to save time and stay on budget. Need tacos for 20? Falafel for 40? A variety of vegan breakfast sandwiches? Now that's a tasty prompt. Join the DI revolution. Order now at easycater.com.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. When deciding what lawyer to trust with your car accident or injury case, the most reliable way is reviews and results. You want to be treated well, and you want a great result. Woolsey Morecambe's reviews speak for themselves, and I challenge any firm to compare results. We offer the resources of a large law firm and the customer service of a boutique practice. If you want to be treated right and want great results, call Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY and take the fear out of the fight. Offices, Jacksonville.
Jacksonville is football season, and Duck Duck Rooter is proud to be on your home team. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, we tackle plumbing, septic, and air conditioning problems with championship-level service. Keep an eye out for our custom Jaguar wrap plumbing vans rolling around town. They're hard to miss and always ready for the next play at your home or business. With thousands of 5-star Google reviews and the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida, trust Duck Duck Rooter to keep you in the game. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter, when you're stuck, call the Duck.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, why is it that when you look at how long a store has been in business, that it always seems to be the stores like Underwood's that sell fine quality that have been around the longest?
Frank, that's a question that really doesn't get asked a lot, but it should be. There are a number of reasons, but probably the biggest is because of the endorsements our longtime customers and their pieces of jewelry have given us through the years. You see, when you sell really fine quality jewelry, that piece will last longer and always stay beautiful. It might stay in the same family for generations. And through those years of wear, a lot of compliments will be made and a lot of people will be told where the piece of jewelry came from. You see, at a store like Underwood's, it's our stated goal to be the best jeweler in the South, not the biggest. So everything we do and carry has to help move us toward that goal. And ultimately, it's the satisfied customers wearing fine quality jewelry that have kept Underwood's in Jacksonville since 1928.
Underwood's in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
1010XL, presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
McManus, Dylan Denmark filling in for RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you on this Big Chief Tire Monday afternoon. A Victory Monday continues. You can find Big Chief Tire in any of their 6 locations around town. The newest location is Mandarin, or online at WeKeepJacksRollin.com. Time now for today's Terminix Pest of the Day is always brought to you by our friends at Terminix. I don't think this one will surprise y'all at all, but I will tell you it is Robert Saleh, the pest of today, brought to you by Terminix. They take care of the pest control at Everbank Stadium, ViStar Ballpark, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and all of your favorite event venues around town, just like they do at our house. They do a terrific job, so make sure you find them online at Terminix.com, TERMINIX.com. I understand it ended up not being that big of a deal, obviously. There were words had, and thanks to Marcel, certainly, of Action Sports, for putting that video out for all the world to see exactly what those words were between Liam Cohen and Robert Saleh. I just feel like Saleh did something that you're not supposed to do in the NFL community. And first, what he said was, I think, not true. Like, I don't think that this group is elite at, quote unquote, sign stealing legally. I feel like we would have heard that somewhere along the line before now between Liam Cohen and Grant Udinski. And then, Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan aren't doing that, but either way. I just also think that Robert Saleh, with what he said after the game, just sounded like a bit of an immature teenager. Like, basically, that I'll fight you. You know, you don't want any of this. Like, come on, bro. Like, you're all adults. You're all pretty much, I feel like, mature human beings.
Yeah, no, listen, it should never happen, but it does. You know, it's an emotional game, and he did call him out, you know, with that. And look, from what I saw from the video, Saleh tried to shake his hand. Cohen just walked right by him, and then something was said.
So was that bad sportsmanship by Cohen for not wanting to shake his hand?
I don't care. Like, to me, it doesn't matter. Like, that's an emotional game. If you guys want to yell at each other, it's not the first time coaches have yelled at each other, or coaches that met, you know, to shake hands, didn't really shake hands, or... Remember what was the one year? Was it Jim Harbaugh that smacked the back of
that was
somebody really hard? And then it was the Schwartz, the Titans coach, and he's running him down like, you slapped me too hard. You know, like, whatever. You know, but it's an emotional game. I mean, look, I like what Liam did. I had no problem with it. And I have no problem with the other coach saying, hey, I'll bump up your world if you don't watch out. So is it a bad look? Is it a little immature? Yeah, it is. But it is also very emotional. And at the end of the day, you call me a liar. Call me a liar. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't like that. Who likes that? And most people would respond that kind of way. I'm not lying, or I'm not cheating. What are you talking about? I do think the NFL's ears got to be perked up, because he named the Rams, he named the Vikings, and then the guys from those guys come to Jacksonville. So there's got to be something going on, right? And even Kyle Shannon's like, not us, but there is
but
something.
Now they're going to be looked at,
so
too.
I wonder what that actually is.
I think
it may be nothing. It may be much ado about nothing. Like, you know what I mean? But
you said it at a press conference, and you knew that information or those words would get back to Jacksonville. And I do wonder if the NFL steps in based off of the video and the words that Saleh said post-game. Like, I do wonder if the NFL is going to say, you are fined by the NFL.
Yeah. So I got distracted by the TV.
I'm sorry. That guy just got lit up in the Cowboy game. Holy
that game was last night.
Sorry.
It will be. It will be interesting. Obviously, when Mike's catch stuff like that, I wouldn't be surprised if stuff is kind of mumbled under breaths all the time after games when things get heated. You know, and even with these coaches and Robert Saleh, we've talked so much about probably wrongfully fired at his former stop because it wasn't his defense that was the problem. It was the offense, and you don't have control of that. And we talked over that a lot.
And so he almost got this job. Liam Cohen
he almost had this one. Yep. Yeah, and then Liam takes it, so then he ends up having to be a DC somewhere. And so I'm sure there's a little bit of like pettiness there, and that came out this week. And I think that to Tommy's point, there's a lot of emotions in these games, and you got fired and then didn't get a job, and then now you're kind of looking, and maybe there is something to whatever is being said, and he used the wrong words. Yeah. And then that's why everything kind of got even crazier, and they're all trying to backtrack and figure that out, and then the way it went at the end didn't help. And if Liam didn't shake his hand, I'd understand Saleh's reaction, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, but he's not the head coach either.
Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to shake the head coach's hand after a game. He did. You don't have to shake the coordinator's hand. Yeah. You don't have to shake the quarterback coach's hand or anybody else. I just let him go. You know, again, it's just, I like the fact that he defended himself. But I do think it's interesting that those words were uttered. And again, if I'm Shanahan, I'm pissed at Saleh for even saying, why bring it up? Why bring that up? And did he break some kind of brother code, amongst NFL teams? Like, hey, it's just kind of known. So we don't talk about it. If you want to do it, you can do it. If you don't.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think it's actually stealing play call signs. I think it's more about personnel grouping, what comes out there, and that from study. They're going to run this or this, so I'm going to call this, and I got a good idea it's going to beat whatever they're at. It's a game of probability, right? That doesn't mean you're stealing their signs. So again, stealing's a little bit strong, but something is going on, it seems.
It seems like they're smarter.
The way Shanahan responded.
Yeah, so then after
it
the
does
game,
happen, but we don't do it.
Right. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
defensive on that part. So after the game, Shanahan was asked that Liam Cohen and defensive coordinator Robert Saleh were exchanging words, I assume, over sign stealing. Are you surprised that Cohen maybe wasn't thrilled about that? Shanahan said, no, tried to clear it up, but I didn't see what happened, so I'm not sure. I don't think he should be that sensitive about it, but it is what it is, not too worried about it. He, obviously, that pronoun being Liam Cohen, is sensitive about it. So once again, it just feels weird to me.
Yeah, it's definitely some feistiness and some egos bleeding into that situation.
Yeah,
but
makes it fun.
Yeah, I don't mind. Can I also name another pest?
When you win, yeah, right.
When you win. If we had lost today, I would have been.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
punch him,
very angry.
Punch him.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, please name another pest.
Another pest for me is Fred Warner at the end of that game flying over the line and almost nailing Trevor in the head on that.
That wasn't cool.
And props to Cole Van Lannon on that play because he got up quick and shoved Fred Warner down. Ian looked down at him. I was like, yes, that's the vibes
I think Ezra hurt his ankle on that one.
I think so too.
He got rolled into.
You can't do that.
Yeah. That's unprofessional.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, it's over.
Victory formation means no more tackling.
Right.
Yeah.
If anything, you do the red dog. Before the snap, red dog, and you snap it out of their hands. Like when you're kids, maybe that could work, but you can't do what they were doing.
Yeah, what will be interesting, Liam Cohen meets with the media today in about 20 minutes, right around 4 o'clock, and I doubt that we'll get many injury updates per se.
They won't tell us anything.
Right, but I do wonder if he will shed any more light on this whole situation with Saleh. Obviously, post-game yesterday, he just said he was going to keep that between them, but I do wonder after, winning, traveling home, a whole day to think about it, I just wonder if he'll say anything.
Do you want to hear it? I mean, do you need to hear, you know what I mean? Like, do fans need to know why? Or do we need, I don't really care. Doesn't matter to me.
I think last night, if it was addressed, especially because of the way things happened at the end, that would have been the proper time to do it. Now it's done. I mean, you're not playing the Niners again unless you're in the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, so. I guess if someone were to ask the question that you were asking, Tom, what do you think Saleh meant by that?
Yeah.
And then he could be like, well, this is what we do. I mean, obviously don't give any strategic advantages away, but this is what this is what our process is, something along those lines. That's the only way I would address it.
What if he walks out to the I Saw the Sign song?
Or the sign song by Tesla. Signs everywhere, signs.
I troll him a little bit.
Yeah.
What if he walks out in boxer attire? With Eye of the Tiger playing behind him?
He's hopping around.
Yo, Saleh, meet you at the corner.
So funny.
Yeah, but we'll find out more likely on Thursday because the Jaguars do play Monday night. Normally the injury report, the first one comes out Wednesday. This week it'll be Thursday, so we'll find out the statuses of guys like De'Ami Brown, Trayvon Walker, Antonio Johnson was a little bit banged up, Foye Oluokun, Brian Thomas Jr., Anton Harrison, that entire list of players that we mentioned. Patrick McCary, you mentioned Ezra Cleveland. There were a lot of way too many, that's for sure. All right, one segment to go here on Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels from the Greenlaw Group Studios.
Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic. New name, new location, same great deals. And we're ready for you. We're going all out with end of summer savings, like new Kia starting at $20K. Plus, make no payments for 90 days. Or you can even hit the road with financing rates as low as 0. It's not too late. Online at KiaOnAtlantic.com. Kia on Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection. For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
Helmets and Heels.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday. The local Jacksonville shop for fair prices and service you can trust.
Frank Frangie here for South State Bank. South State has helped our businesses and charity grow and thrive. Whether you're expanding your operations, managing cash flow, or planning for the future, South State Bank offers forward-thinking, tailored solutions to meet your unique business needs. With expert guidance and best-in-class service, South State is here to help you move your business forward. Visit southstatebank.com or stop by your local branch today. Let South State become your partner in taking your business to the next level. That's South State Bank, member FDIC.
What is the busiest airport in the world?
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International Airport is the busiest airport in the world, serving over 100 million passengers.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron. Totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens. Also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
Since 1901, generations of skilled union workers have built the backbone of our community. Hospitals, schools, the buildings where you work. Every year, a new apprentice class of Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians is stepping up, trained, driven, and ready to do great things. They're not just building our city, they're building their future. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to become a member or contractor today.
Hacker here, and it's time to kick off your weight loss season now with Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Want to be down 30 pounds or more by the bye week? What about 80 pounds by the playoffs? The best part about Awaken 180, you can lose weight while tailgating and drinking your favorite beverage. Swap calories, not flavor. And you don't even have to sacrifice your favorites like chili, wings, dip. You can still enjoy all of them and lose weight consistently. Look, Awaken 180 Weight Loss is the best weight loss program I've ever been on. I lost over 100 pounds thanks to the great folks of Awaken 180 Weight Loss. If it's time for you to drop the weight like it was for me without sacrificing all those football season favorites, go to awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. 30 pounds by the bye, 80 pounds by the playoffs. You can do it. I did. You can too with Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
When you're a little kid on the playground, they tell you don't hit back. Well, the courtroom isn't a playground. And if you've suffered an injury or death in your family, I'm here to tell you it's okay to hit back and fight to make them pay. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we understand all the pain and emotion that comes with being wrong. And we've dedicated our lives to making things right for people like you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law. Offices, Jacksonville.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
I'm seeing a lot more posts all about Devin Lloyd and how incredible he's been this year, but almost every stat statistically from him, even the small intricate things, are like top 5 in the NFL right now. Yep. And that's exactly what you want to see from a player like Devin.
No doubt. He's just had a great year so far. And look, you got to love his attitude.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't complain, just getting the work done, and we all questioned, I mean, we always felt like he was very good against the run. He's a good hitter, physical dude.
Yeah.
He can definitely rush the quarterback. There's no doubt about that. I think he's really good at that. And the way they're using him in the pass game, it's making it a little bit easier for him, where he can just kind of play the quarterback's eyes and read and react. And that's brilliant that they've done that. But good for him, man.
Yeah.
He's, I always love stories of people that, with the chips may be down and you don't know, and all they do is fight back and they find a way. And he's finding a way, and he's thriving. And it's contagious. You can tell. They're all, look, so when you win, you're always smiling.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You are. Everything's great. Everybody's happy.
We feel great on
I was just telling you guys, I was texting Brant Poyer from the 49ers, their special teams coordinator, old Jaguar. They're ticked off. I mean,
they're not.
They're not. It's a rough day for them. It's going to be a long day and a rough day for them.
They allowed
they're also 3-1 though, so
yeah, right. Yeah,
they allowed
they're
the
okay.
Tootin return like we talked about before the half, and then obviously the 87-yard Parker Washington return, the punt return. Like when you do that as a special teams coordinator, even though it's not your fault, you're not the one out there missing tackles.
It's your head.
But that's your
It's your
that's
head.
absolutely what you're going to be yelled at. All right, linebacker Dennis Gardeck met with media today, and he was asked about this team creating 13 takeaways.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. It's been a lot of fun to watch, especially Devin's just been a ball magnet. It's so cool to see him have success. I've just been here a short time, but seeing how hard he works, and that's showing up in a big way. Campy says, God rewards those that run to the football, and just the effort that everybody is putting into each week and seeing it show up in those kind of situations where, ball bounces another way and you just, man, it would have been nice to have that one, but they are bouncing our way. We are hunting up routes and all that, and it's cool to see.
They almost got another one yesterday when, and I know the 49ers almost had a couple takeaways as well, but it was Christian McCaffrey that ended up recovering it. But Dewey was so bummed that he wasn't able to get to that football.
Yeah, listen, again, I think it's more mindset than anything else. It's running to the football. It's punching the football out. It's just creating those kind of turnovers for yourself. And that's attitude.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
And it's intimidating, right?
Yeah.
Like, even when the Chiefs, I know it's the Chiefs, but when they watch the film of the defense they're going up against this week, I feel like it's intimidation for on the Jaguars' part.
Yeah. I think it will be interesting this week. I'm sure we'll break it down as we go on, but how we handle Kelsey. Remember, we could never handle him one-on-one. And he's not the same Kelsey. I understand that.
Even running in slow motion, we still couldn't stop. I was like, this is the slowest person I've ever seen, and they couldn't do anything.
Yeah, because he catches almost everything. Not everything, as we've known earlier this year, but that'll be interesting how we handle the tight end. Tight ends, Noah
Gray, by the way, too, for the Chiefs. It's not just Kelsey.
No, you're right.
Noah Gray's
you're right.
also
Absolutely. He was here, too, wasn't he? Noah Gray was a backup defense or a tight end for us. One thing you got to throw you guys these curveballs. Sorry, maybe it's just this brain of mine, but yeah, no, he's a good player as well. But the tight ends seem to do a lot of damage to our defense. If there's something to point out, even Tong, whatever his name is, this past week, they hooked up a few times, and we got to be better at that for sure.
Yeah, I think that it will be a big, when it comes to Monday night and the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, because he did not play here.
I knew that, but I was like, I'm going to double check.
I could have swore he was on something.
You never know sometimes, especially if it's like practice squad players. Sometimes you just
we've had a lot of backups, including Tim Tebow.
Yeah,
as far as tight ends go,
that was a fun time.
Right.
But yeah, 7 touchdowns and only 1 pick for Mahomes so far through 4 games. So being able to force some turnovers from him would be huge because he struggled with that last year. There were moments where people were like, "What's going on? He's turning the ball over a lot." That has kind of gone away, which is you're seeing more of the Patrick Mahomes that you saw the years previous when he wasn't making a lot of mistakes offensively.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because the 49ers don't have an interception at this point in the season yet, like you said, they're 3-1. But yeah, it feels like something's got to give when it comes to Monday night because that's what the Jaguars are doing. They're being ball hawks, and the Chiefs are not really turning the football over, so that'll certainly be a good test. All right, Robert Hainsey, the Jaguars center, met with media also earlier today. He was asked just why can you run the ball so dang well?
The way Liam builds this offense, the way Grant and then Sean and Clee, and they marry it with the pass game with Shane and John Van Dam, like everything's married together really well. It makes it hard to see what we're going to do, and they've done an excellent job in marrying the run and the pass and the play pass with the screens, all that stuff. I give a ton of credit there because, like I said to you guys too, I watched it in Tampa make a huge difference. Giving us the opportunity to execute the scheme is called when we're playing well with our technique and fundamentals, and Liam's calling it well. It's really hard to stop, and we haven't reached the level that we're capable of yet, which is exciting. So just continuing to try and grow in the run game, keep protecting. As far as talking just about the offensive line unit, it's no penetration in the run game, stay inside out and in front and pass, and don't let those guys get back there and create holes for our backs to hit. And I think our backs have done an amazing job of growing in the system as well and getting a feel for the way we're hitting our blocks and how they're going to hit these runs based on that. And I think they're even seeing the fronts to where they have an expectation of when the ball snaps, they understand where we're trying to get to and where they're going to probably end up. And then if that's not there, taking their reads, trusting their progression, and getting north and south as soon as they can.
19 carries for 124 yards for just Travis Etienne yesterday, averaging 6.5 yards per carry. So, yeah, there is Hainsey with that information. Let's say hello to the Frangie Show.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hayes, did you join the dad bods at any point in time Saturday night?
I did not, but they were fantastic. They didn't need any help. It was fantastic and great event. Tom did a wonderful job, and yeah, the dad bods brought it. So it was a great night.
It was an awesome night, man. Thanks for being here. What a great cause.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when the founder got up and told her story, you're just like, holy
Tugged at your
cow.
heartstrings.
2 million pounds of food they rescue a year.
Nice.
Just that organization.
Yeah.
The Waste Not Whatnot. Phenomenal.
Yeah, it was. And yeah, Tom did a great job. So we had a lot of fun, and it was a fun weekend. Friday night was fun. And
what was your score prediction?
Good call, Hayes. Good call.
You did call the Cavs beating the Knowles.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was a good weekend. And then obviously yesterday was magnificent. So
And the Colts lost.
That's right. First place Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, it's obviously lots of stuff to get to today on the Frangie Show. Bucky Brooks will join Frank at 5 o'clock or 5:15 to break down the win over the 49ers. But yeah, lots to get to coming up.
And Georgia lost.
Awesome.
That's
and Tennessee almost lost.
Yeah.
It was literally almost the perfect
And
weekend.
Florida didn't play.
Right.
So
They did not lose.
It was a good weekend. That might be the last time that we get to say that for a while. But yeah, we'll see.
We shall see.
I don't think you're going to see a lot of the horns down. I don't think there's going to be a lot of reason for that on Saturday, but we'll see.
You're taking Texas in the 6.5. I guess.
Yeah. Why can't Vegas figure out that Florida is
I'm not
terrible?
sure. I'm not
I
sure.
mean, terrible. They have no chance of covering that line. Anyway,
Napier said,
we'll talk about this tomorrow.
Yeah, Lagway's got a look in his eye, so you never know.
has a look in his eye. Yeah. And they're going to make lots of changes, which we all know is not what's going to happen.
We did get a little news, by the way, out of the Ravens. So John Harbaugh said that the QB Lamar Jackson and his hamstring injury. The way I know Lamar, if he could have gone in the game, he would have gone in the game. That's how Lamar is. So it doesn't sound too good because it sounds like even if he maybe I don't know how serious, but it kind of sounds like they're like he couldn't do it. There's no way he would have been able to play.
Well, we need
Big
Lamar
loss.
to beat the Texans on Sunday.
Yeah.
Come on, Lamar, and that hamstring and the Ravens. All right, that'll do it for us today. For Taylor Dahl, for Tom McManus, for Dylan Denmark, filling in for RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you tomorrow, but don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show comes up next.
Well, it's really fun to watch. Can't wait to